Hi, welcome to day 15 of working with arrays in 30 days. Missed a couple days, got myself sick and had some health problems, but that aside, I'm back and ready to continue my 30 days of arrays, working through adding our own custom methods on the array prototype and being able to work in a more declarative fashion as opposed to the imperative approach. Yesterday, day 14, I guess we should say, is that we worked on creating our own reduce method. It shows the internals of how reduce actually works, except for the fact that the reduce that we have created will actually return in an array. So the reduce that's on the array prototype that you're accustomed to will return a value, whereas this reducer that we have will actually reduce and actually give us an accumulated array. So I've minimized the data that we have been working with, and now we're just down to working with a single array, one-dimensional, and it's got box arts with 4 objects inside of it. And let's close off this reduce for now. So today our problem set is we want to combine reduce with map. And in order to do so, well, not in order, but what we're trying to accomplish is we're trying to have it to where we can just take this data down and get ourselves to a single value. So now, even though I said that the reduce method returns in an array, we're then going to use map to get the single value that we're hoping for. So this we're going to start with by returning the box arts and reduce. And so we have 2 arguments, parameters. Sorry about that. So we have our accumulator and we have our current. And we're going to do a check in here. And first of all, we're going to check and see if our accumulated width times our accumulated height is greater than the current width times the current height. Then if that is the case, then we're going to return the accumulator. Else, we're just going to return current. Make sure we have this running here. So let's see if we got this running. Okay, so let's check out what this one is. Okay, so we've got 2 things going on here. Let's take a look here and see. So here we're checking to see if we do have an accumulator yet, and we're going to check it against the current. So we want to make sure that we do have an accumulator. So in this case, we're not starting with a seed value. And because we're not, then we're going to go ahead and start with the first one, the 200 by 200. And then else, if we do have one, then we're going to go ahead and return the current, which is 425 by 150, the last one. So now that we have the array, we have the values. So it's returned us the accumulated array. We are now going to go ahead and map over that array. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the box art and we're going to return the boxart.url. Let's see what we get here. So we get the one value that we're looking for, and that is fracture 425. And fracture 425, there it is. So the goal that we had was to first reduce our array here with our objects. And what we wanted to do is, so current, yikes. So current here we have 300, why is it doing that? So here we have 300, 200. So there's our current, and we checked our accumulator before, and that is our first one. And so from the current here is that we have got it to where we are looking at the width and the height in the URL of this particular object, and we are going to then map over the box art, and from there we're going to get the URL. And you can see here is that that's what's happened. So pretty much what's happened is that it's been a lazy evaluation here. Is that we return from the reduce the array that we've accumulated, and then from that array is that we then map from the box art the URL. And so what we've done is we've been able to hold off on that value until we've actually mapped over the reducer. I just want to make sure that this is indeed giving us the correct value. And so you can see, well, we don't need this. So as you can see, is that it is indeed, so here with current, we're still having our accumulator put together the array of values, and we have the 425 and 150, and I'm still not confident about this. Let me just swing this up one. Okay, so why did we lose this? Okay, so as we can see here, is that we are indeed checking if the accumulated width times the accumulated height is greater than the current width and the current height. We're just going to return that accumulator. And so what we have here is we've got the accumulated value of 425, 425, 425, because each time it was true that it certainly was larger than the current each time. And then from there, we reduced into a single array, and then from that, we mapped over the array and we returned the URL. So this is just a continuation of being able to take the methods that we are putting onto the array and being able to chain them in a way to where we can, in a step-by-step approach, take the data that we have and being able to return values based upon what the criteria is that we are trying to meet. So this here that we're looking at here is we are taking a reducer, returning an array, and then from that array, that is then being supplied into the map, and inside of that map, the box art value, we are getting the URL, and that is the value we're returning. So I hope this was helpful, and we're going to continue moving forward in these 30 days, and we will move forward in our next one with being able to take, as we did before, and combined some of these methods into a single method that is actually working on these smaller methods, reduce and map, and having it to where we stuff away the actual hows of being able to get to the values that we want, and just have it to where we have one method that we can work with. So that will be on day 16. We'll start doing some of that, and until then, hope all's well and have a great day.